Well, it's good to see you again. I'm Kevin Spooner. We're back with another episode of In Brandon. As you can see, I got the Wheat Kings jersey on. Go Wheat Kings, right on. Today, we're going to have a conversation about a very exciting development. We're finally going to get the Sprucewoods election out of the way. We're going to get a candidate into that seat. And in search of the perfect candidate, I have none other than Stephen Reid with me today. Pleasure to meet you, Stephen.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Kevin. And you can see I thought I'd wear a jersey as well because I've seen your interviews before, and I knew that was kind of a must-have.
We're rocking the hockey talk today.
I didn't bring my Wheat Kings jersey, but I brought my Good Team Canada one.
Well, unfortunately, I wish we could talk about hockey. But where's this nagging little election coming up? Finally, we got an election out of Sprucewoods, and I know that you have big plans for this election. But before we start talking election talk, maybe we should find out who is Stephen. Could you give us a kind of a rundown of your story?
Absolutely. Well, I was born and raised here in Brandon, Manitoba. Nice. Always been here, with the exception of a few years that I worked overseas. So grew up in Brandon, went to Brandon University and got my Bachelor of Education at Brandon University. Then went into the master's program. I got a master's in educational leadership from Brandon University as well. In 2005, my wife Alyssa and I got married, and we moved over to Ukraine for a year and spent a year teaching international schools there. Wow. After that year, we went to Mexico for a year, Belize for 2 years after that, and then in 2009, we decided to come back and have our children here in Westman and raise them to be good, Sprucewoods people and Westman people. And in my time here, I've worked 20 plus years in education, 13 in the Brandon School Division. I also received a certificate in leadership and management from Harvard Business School. So that's a little bit about me. My family background: my father was the deputy mayor of Brandon for 15 years, Jim Reid. My grandfather was the editor of the Brandon Sun, and my great-grandfather is J.R. Reid, who the school is named after, a prominent educator. So I do have quite a bit of family history in this area, and I'm here studying to be a good leader, and I'm ready to lead now.
Wow. The Liberals sent a powerhouse. A world traveler.
That's right.
No doubt.
Yeah, actually, in 2021, we decided to take our children out and get some international experience for them because we loved it so much back in 2005. And we spent 2 years in Abu Dhabi from 2021 to 2023, where we worked at an international school. And my kids went to a school there, learned Arabic and all that kind of stuff, got to see so much cool culture. And then now we're back in Westman again after those 2 years to bring back our experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
It was amazing.
Oh, that's just fun to say.
Yeah, it is fun to say. It is fun to say. And they are, I'll tell you, they are so far ahead on a lot of things out there that I've seen. So I'm hoping to bring some of that in learning back to the Westman area.
No doubt. And a good point to touch on is, how did that world experience affect your children?
It was incredible. My son Liam, he's currently going into grade 7. He was in grade 3 and 4 in Abu Dhabi. About 8 months into our first year there, he was selected to go up and see a speech in Arabic. He did like a 2-3 minute speech in Arabic. I couldn't understand it, but the amount of language they pick up and the amount of culture and learning and understanding about different people and realizing that, we're all the same, but we're all different and that kind of thing. And the learning, that's the whole reason we went, is to teach our kids about the world culture. So yeah.
Well, I bet you it was a great way for your son to learn to celebrate differences.
Absolutely, yeah. Right? And now every year during Ramadan, I have 2 sons. My older son is going into grade 9 at Vincent Massey next year. He was in grade 5 and 6 in Abu Dhabi, so he learned just as many amazing things. Every year we have Ramadan, and now my kids know what that means. They have some insight into the Muslim culture, and yeah, it's been amazing for them.
Yeah. And it's a fascinating culture that you can study for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
It's such an interest. When you said Abu Dhabi, I was like, that's huge. Yeah, it's such we're so removed from what we're used to.
It's interesting because over there, so Abu Dhabi is about 45 minutes away from Dubai. Right. Dubai being the Las Vegas of the Middle East kind of thing, right? So my wife and I always tell people Abu Dhabi is kind of like Ottawa, where Dubai is kind of like Toronto. In that regard, right? More action in Dubai, where Abu Dhabi has all the governmental stuff and things like that. So it's a little slower, very safe, world's safest city I think it's 10 years in a row or something now. It's amazing. It was amazing over there. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who was in the military, and he was stationed in Qatar.
Oh yeah.
And some of the stories that he brought back, you wouldn't believe them, and I wouldn't say them because everybody would accuse me of lying. But that's how incredibly different the cultures are.
And technologically speaking, they're so advanced and putting so much money into technology. Like for Amazon, we have drone packages.
Yeah.
They just released flying taxis in Abu Dhabi, where you can take a drone to another place. Like,
and they have an indoor ski hill.
Insane. So they have the money to do it, but it's interesting to see what people are spending their dollars on in their countries, and hopefully maybe take some of that learning back here.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lot of money, as you alluded to.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have in common is we are rich in resources as well, and that's actually one of the provincial talking points that the Premier is spending a lot of time in front of cameras discussing these days. Is the energy corridor is a hot topic, not so much a Sprucewoods topic, but
Manitoba topic. Yeah.
Manitoba topic for sure. As far as a Sprucewoods topic comes, the biggest one I can bring up is an actual resident of Sprucewoods named Olivia Boyce. I was just speaking with her on the Bizwalk, and she mentioned jokingly that whoever manages to put traffic lights on 18th and Braycrest guaranteed to win the election. So if we can get a firm commitment out of you, sky is the limit.
I'll tell Olivia what. My firm commitment would be to talk to the people that are able to make the best decisions there and go with that best decision.
And go with that best decision, yeah. Well, I know what the best decision is. It's the one we can't afford.
That's right.
That's always the reality of the world we live in. Yeah, exactly, right? We'll just overpass the whole valley, skip the flats, if we only had nothing but money. But like you say, a sensible solution, I'm sure it exists, and I'm sure it's one we can afford. But we just have to find it.
It needs to be feasible, and it needs to be the right thing, right? And that's kind of what I'm all about, is taking the money that we're able to get and making sure that it goes to the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and if the citizens see people responding to their concerns in an efficient manner, right? Not wasteful spending.
Exactly.
But they see competence in government. It gives everybody peace of mind. That's what it does. The whole anxiety of society drops when you see money going to places that is actually helping.
You're right, and luckily, our Sprucewoods riding has gotten a lot of money lately from the NDP government. Some people might say that is election buying, some people may not, but I'll tell you what I see. I see investment in our riding.
Yes.
And now we need somebody who's going to make sure that money goes to the right spots, with the people in the riding putting their 2 cents in, right? And where it should go. And that's what a vote for me is going to do, where you don't have a PC government centralizing things in Winnipeg, et cetera, and a PC or an NDP government spreading money around and spending it wildly. We need somebody here who's going to be the checks and balances, and that's what I propose to be.
It's interesting, checks and balances align with a call that I got last week, or 2 weeks ago, from the Canadian Taxpayer Federation drives around a debt clock or a debt counter. And they had a big number. I think it was $35 billion or what. I knew the number was going to be big. It didn't really matter what the number was
at that point.
Yeah, at that point. But it's interesting that debt isn't a mainstream talking point. Is there anything that you could offer as far as what a Liberal position would be when it comes to spending money we don't have?
Yeah. I think that one thing that's happened is the traditional PC government in our ridings is about cutting education, cutting healthcare, and we've seen that in our riding. people can't get the health care they need in rural areas. Their ERs are closed. There's no family doctors. We need to invest in those sort of things. We need to invest in training doctors and nurses here in Brandon and Manitoba area, excuse me, and putting toward programs for retention, bonuses that they, maybe some sort of forgiveness on loans and things like that, that'll keep people in this area. We see that happening with the PC government, cuts and cuts and cuts. But then, so when the NDP came into power, they were handed a surplus.
Oh.
Now that surplus is way into a deficit because of all the money that's getting spent. It seems to be two ends of the spectrum. One is don't spend any money, cut, cut, cut. The other one is spend, 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 spend. We need somebody who's going to be in the middle and making sure that the spending isn't frantic and it's pointed to the right direction and the cuts aren't hurting people. And that's what I'm going to do.
I do like that mentality. We can't spend what we don't have, but we have to spend what we do have. The solution is to find a sensible path forward that makes sense to everybody. Easy to say.
It is.
Tough to do.
In my daily job, right now I'm a teacher. I teach high school. Nice. At Vincent Massey, I teach business courses. So I teach entrepreneurship, personal and business finance, etc. And I also teach social studies, which in the grade 9 curriculum is all about politics. So I spend my days doing that, right?
Nice.
And the part of my business studies is A, leadership, and that's what I'm very heavily invested in, but also fiscal responsibility and spending wisely when you're trying to make a company grow. And the ridings in provinces and the ridings federally, they're companies basically, right? So to be the CEO or the CFO or whatever you want to be of that company, you need to make sure that the money coming in is spent on the right things, and that's what I want to bring.
Yeah, and if someone can put a track record together of fiscal responsibility, but still solving problems, that person is going to go very far in politics.
I agree with you. But what it's going to take is people getting out and voting Liberal. This riding has never done that before, so we don't have a track record in the Sprucewoods riding.
That's true, yeah.
So I want to be the person who lays the groundwork for the great track record of the Liberals that we do have in this riding and change things around so that people of this riding are getting a better deal.
And then we'll call you the comeback kid.
The comeback kid. Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, don't. I just like the kid part. That was my favorite.
I was quoting LL Cool J.
Now, there must be a bit of what would you call it? Confusion between federal and provincial parties when it comes to. At least the Conservatives call themselves the PCs instead of the, I suspect that was to distance themselves as well. What would you say to voters and like myself who don't know where federal ends and where provincial begins, or where provincial ends and federal begins, especially in a Sprucewoods riding conversation? So
I have shared out a graphic to a few people who have commented some things on my social media. I've had people talk to me about Government Carney or Prime Minister Carney's investment and recognition of Palestine and things like that, or whatever other federal things that are happening, and people need to realize that the MLA does not have anything to do with the stuff that the federal government is having. So there's two very different arms. They're two different companies actually as well. Right. So you've got the Manitoba Liberal Party, which is a separate entity from the federal Canadian Liberal Party, right? So they don't work directly together. We do share the same beliefs, and that's why we're in parties. My belief is for justice and social programming and fixing things from within. And people who think the way that a conservative might think would be running with that party, because they are sort of connected, but they do very, very much handle different things.
Totally. Yeah, I'm not sure how I would. I don't know a lot about how provincial parties get along with their federal counterparts, and is there a lot of crosstalk? Is there a lot of strategic thinking? Anything?
Not a whole lot. The values are the same, very similar at least, but there is not a lot of mix because they're two very different pots of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Pots of money being
and responsibility.
Yeah, and responsibility.
Or empty pots of money, maybe.
We should also talk about what got you into politics. You mentioned a lot of time spent at Brandon University. Was that influential in your decision to join and get into the fray? Was it an early push, or did it arrive later on, as once you were either dissatisfied with the current politics, or was it something that was always in you right from the beginning?
I'm not sure it was always in me.
Okay.
My father, being Deputy Mayor Brandon my entire time growing up, my great-grandfather, who was on a number of education boards and things like that, those kind of got me into it. I saw how things work. My dad would get phone calls every night, all night, from people within the Brandon area talking to him. And I saw some of the amazing things he was able to do. That really inspires me to have 3 generations of men in the Reid side of my family who are great leaders in this community, and that really inspires me to do my best to do this. On top of that, like I said, I've traveled the world. I've seen how people live in different areas. When I lived in Ukraine is very much identical to Manitoba. When you look at the fields, when you feel the weather, the people are very sweet and kind and genuine and honest, like they are here in Westman. And I think that's those experiences of me seeing what overseas is like and what other cultures are like helps me too in that. And like I said before, as a teacher in high school, I teach business and I teach social studies, government. I mean, this is what I talk about all day. So it's something that I'm very interested in and passionate about, and I would love to serve the people of this community.
I'd love to know what students are asking about the most when it comes to either federal or provincial politics. I'm curious.
So one of the things that I do in my class every year, we run down municipal, federal, and provincial government. We talk about all the parties, and this year, being an election, a federal election, was really great because we got to deep dive into the platforms. We got to have a student vote, which was awesome.
No way.
And one of the things I do at the end of that course every year is we go through my 4 units are this. My first unit is Canadian government and how it works. Then we talk about issues in Canada, things like reconciliation, things like pipelines, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then we talk about Canada's presence on the global stage and what we look like to other people and how we can make trade different or make our, the way people see us better, that kind of thing on the world stage. So then after all that learning and teaching and discussing we do in our semester, I have the kids write my vision of Canada. Okay, taking in all of those points and talking about what they would change, what they would do to bring Canada to see better on the world stage, to do better in Canada itself, and what would you change about the government and things like that. And the things that I see in those kids' essays is so awesome. It's so cool to see them write that, and they're kind of thinking like a politician in that way, or a prime minister. What would you do if you had the reins, right? And my kids are so invested in it, and it's just awesome to read.
Well, after we're done filming, I'm going to ask about getting my hands on one of these, the winning essay.
Absolutely.
Well, it would be fun to read on
They
air.
very much are cool because kids aren't bound by a lot of, like my grade 9s are 14, 15 years old, right? So they're not bound by a lot of social construct. They're not bound by a lot of political construct, except for what they hear at the dinner table. So they have ideas that maybe we wouldn't think of, and
out of the box thinking.
The youth is very important for that, right? And that's one of the things that I'm very connected to because 8 hours a day, I'm with them talking about politics and business, right? So
you're surrounded by new ideas.
I am,
That's
and
a fair
not only
statement.
that, but I get to support the students, but their family and their communities as well, and I've been doing that for 20 years. So, so I get to meet a lot of people in our communities and help support them.
Now, do you have to stop teaching if you're successful in this election?
Yes, I do.
Well, that'll be a shame then.
It'll be, well, I have a few student volunteers from my classes that are coming around knocking on doors with me that said, hey, can we help you out, Mr. Reid? And I said, of course you can, right? And one of the parents emailed me and I said, I'd love to get, her name is Juliana, if you're watching, Juliana. I said, I would love to get Juliana out door knocking. We're going to go to a parade in Souris next week. We did that a few weeks ago. And Dad emails me back. He said, well, she would love to, but she may just kind of sabotage it because she doesn't want you to quit teaching.
Nice.
So it'll be sad for the kids. It'll be sad for me. I'll miss them. But I'll tell you what, there's a larger calling here that I really need to pursue.
Well, yeah. So it's win-win. If you win, you win a new focus, a new direction.
Yep.
But if you lose, you win because you get to stay with the job you love and with the students that adore you, I'm sure. So, yeah, either way, you're sitting pretty.
I am.
You're in a good spot.
And I'll tell you what, the learning, and I'm all about lifelong learning as a teacher, that's what we do. The learning that I have been able to do during this campaign, it's so much. So much that I didn't know about, right? So I get to bring that back now to my social studies class if I don't win, and we get to talk about that kind of stuff, how to run a campaign, what's involved in that, right?
You got all the inside information.
Yeah,
your value as a teacher is definitely climbing, right? Through this experience, which is a good news story. In the limited time we have left, though, we can't not talk about what the NDP and the PCs are doing wrong.
Sure.
Since you're basically the official opposition for this riding that seems to be torn between PC and NDP, you're positioned perfectly to tell us what they both could be doing better in that riding.
Absolutely. So Sprucewoods being a PC stronghold since it was created, we've never had a chance for something else. The Conservative Party has, like I said earlier, cut education, cut healthcare, cut most things that we see. They seem to be saying they're hard on crime, but I don't see that downtown Brandon right now. And now that they have lost their seat as, the leaders of the Manitoba government, I wonder how effective a PC candidate is going to be in Sprucewoods. The Liberals being in the middle are closer to the NDP party than the PCs are.
Yeah.
Not that we're aligned, but definitely we can work with them, right? And to have Wab Kinu's government in power right now, I'll take all the money he can give us.
No doubt.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we'll spend every cent of it the right way. And that's what I hope to do. I hope to be the person in the middle, making sure that the money that's thrown over here or the cuts that are going over here makes sense for our area and makes sense for the people in our area that are talking to me about that. Yeah. One thing when I look at the map that I think is an interesting opportunity is when you look at the Brandon East-West and Sprucewoods area map, Brandon East being NDP, Brandon West being PC, wouldn't it be great to have all three of us at the table? In Brandon?
Yeah.
So me, Brandon North, and surrounding area.
Yeah.
And then we have all three of us at the bargaining table for the city of Brandon and surrounding area. I think that's amazing.
It does actually have a nice ring to it.
It sure does. And
multicultural
as a teacher,
to multi-political.
For sure. Yeah. And as a teacher, collaboration is king. That's what I do best, is I collaborate. And for me to be able to collaborate with Glenn Samard and Ray Balcan on things that happen in Brandon, I think that's amazing. We have all three party perspectives going into the decisions we're making. So I see that as a win.
That does have a nice ring to it. I really like the idea of everybody sitting at the same table and not shouting.
Exactly. And as a Liberal, I'll be the moderator. Yeah,
you'd be the referee.
I'll be the referee. I like to say the leader, not the moderator, but yes.
Well, you get to put on the stripes. Jersey.
Oh, the jersey.
Yeah, you get to put on your ref jersey.
That's right.
Now.
I'll have to change this one, get the ref jersey on, get a whistle.
Well, we do have a couple of minutes closing thoughts. Was there anything that I've forgotten to touch on today?
I don't think so. My message that I want to get out to the people of North Brandon and surrounding area is your vote for a Liberal is not going to be wasted this time. I am someone who has traditionally voted Liberal, and there have been times, I have to admit, that I go, is my vote a throwaway? It might be, right? Yeah. But the things that are happening right now with the spending of the NDP party and the cuts of the PCs, it's time for some fresh blood in this party, in this riding. And I really like my chances, but I really, really need all the people who might vote Liberal to come out and do that.
Yeah.
And all the people that are not happy with, say, the PC party, there's a lot of infighting in there. There was, in their leadership election that they had, it got ugly. And it doesn't need to get ugly. I just don't understand why politics needs to get ugly. So I'm here to be the face of not ugly politics. And I want to make sure that everybody who is looking for someone who is a true leader and who can make sure that the checks and balances are made, vote for Liberal and vote for Stephen Reid.
Now, if somebody was looking to have a conversation with you, are there any events that you're going to be attending in the area?
Absolutely. Okay. So we have 2 debates scheduled for all 3 candidates.
Nice.
We have one in Souris on, I believe, the 13th, and we have one for in the Sprucewoods riding, probably Sprucewoods area. They haven't booked the venue yet, on the 20th. I am also holding a campaign barbecue on August the 11th at Dinsdale Park, where we're going to have free hot dogs and drinks for people to come out and have a chat. I'm going to have Liberal leader Cindy Lamoureux going to be there as well to chat with people, and lots of people from my volunteer crew that are helping me out so much going to be there as well. We are also having on the Saturday, a meet and greet for all 3 candidates up at Sprucewoods Housing Co-op up on the North Hill. So one of the things that's come up in this election is affordable housing. Sprucewoods Housing has 82 doors, and their place is kind of falling apart. Luckily, with the sprinkling of money that Premier Canoe did, he gave some money to them, which is what I was advocating for before. I had a barbecue with them earlier, et cetera, and that's great. I'm so happy for them. They need upgrades really badly. So we're all going to be up there, all 3 candidates saying hi and meeting and greeting people there as well. And yeah, so I'm going to have quite a few little events around the area in the next few weeks.
Wonderful. Great way to end our chat together.
Perfect. I don't want to end it.
I know we could go on forever. We haven't even gotten into the hockey talk yet.
How about those Wheat Kings?
The Olympics are coming up. The new Wheat King season is about to get started.
It's going to be great.
Well, you know, we were just talking about it. You know, this is the hump of summer. It's the most depressing time of summer because where the summer is mostly ahead of you. Now it's kind of starting to get behind.
As a teacher, normally I would have to start getting ready for my classes, which I'm doing at night.
It reminds me of that commercial on TV, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, where the kids are in the shopping cart and they're all mad. And
September 1st, right?
Yeah,
I know.
And the parents are buying school supplies. And
teacher, I will buy you that Kleenex.
Just loving life. Well, I'm excited about debates coming up. I'm excited about your hot dog barbecue at Dinsdale Park on Saturday. August 11th.
Monday the 11th from 5 to 7.
Monday 11th. 5 to 7. And hopefully I can make it out to as many candidate events as possible.
That'd be awesome.
I haven't looked at my schedule yet.
I'll buy you a free hot dog.
Nice. Oh, you know how to get me to a barbecue. But pleasure meeting you, and all the best for the election. I should ask you about your band. Is that?
Yes, I had some
shameless self-promotion. I like that, and it matches.
Those printed out, so it matches my jersey.
Matches the jersey even. Awesome.
Well, we picked the right colors.
Yes. Awesome. Great to meet you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you again at the election.
I look forward to it.
Awesome. With that, unfortunately, our time is up, but we'll be back. We'll probably be talking to some of the other candidates right here on WCG TV. Until then, take care.